Toasts are an amazing way to provide users of your app with instant feedback, but chances are you're doing them wrong. So today I'm going to show you how to create dead simple toasts that not only look great, but work for all use cases. Let's get started. We're going to start off in a Next.js application created by Create Next App, and we're going to install the Sonner package. So Sonner is by far the best toast library I've used for React, and it provides very pretty toasts in a very simple API. So to get started, we're only going to have to add 2 lines of code. First, within our root layout, we're going to have to add this toaster object from Sonner, and then in any component or button that we want to actually show a toast, we call this toast from Sonner, and then pass in our message. In this case, we'll just say hello world, and on the side you'll see, after I click show basic toast, we get the hello world toast. You'll notice if we click this toast many times, it stacks up to a value of 3, and then you can hover over it to see the 3 most recent toasts. We can change this behavior by going into the toaster and then adding the visible toasts prop, which changes the total number of toasts you can see at a given time. If we change it to 6 and keep clicking, you'll see it stacks up to 6, and then you can see 6 toasts at one time. You can also add the theme prop, in which case you can specify either light or dark, which changes the color of the toasts. And then we can also do the position prop and specify where the toasts are actually going to pop out. So in this case, we're just going to do top right, so we don't have to keep blurring our face cam. Now that we've configured Sonner, we can check out how to make our toasts more unique. So Sonner provides many predefined styles for toasts, such as info, where we get this info icon. We have success, warning, and then also error. So you'll notice in info, we can pass in this object after, which specifies options, and we can add a description too. On top of that, we're allowed to completely change the style of the toast content and use JSX. So here you can see we have this background, and then within the description, we can do the same thing with these 2 span tags. Finally, we can add custom icons. So here we have a Lucid icon here, and then we also have a custom icon which we define using an SVG tag right here. On top of styling our toasts, we can also add buttons and actions to them. So here Sonner provides the action field where we can specify a label for a button and then the on-click functionality when we click the button. So here you'll see that it has this undo button, and we click it, it's going to give us that alert. You'll notice that we have to do e.prevent default, because if we don't, the toast is automatically going to close. So if we remove this and then do action toast again, when we click undo, it's just going to immediately dismiss. We can do the same thing with cancel, where we have this cancel prop and it gives a cancel button. So here, when we click this, it's immediately going to dismiss the toast. And just like with the description and the title of the toasts, we can actually use JSX to render the action. So here in this custom action component, we can click it and then we get this button. Same deal. The final Sonner feature that we're going to look at is toast.promise, which takes in a promise and then lets us render a loading, success, or error state depending on the response. So up here, we have these 2 dummy functions. We have fetch data and fetch data with error, and they're going to wait 2 seconds and either resolve or reject. So within this basic promise toast, you'll see when we click it, we get this loading state. And then once it's done, we get this success state, which is defined here. Like all the other toasts, we can render this with JSX. So if we click the styled promise toast, we get this processing, and then we get the success with the emerald background that we defined here. Finally, we have an example of when it actually rejects. So defined in this error, it's a function, right? And we get the error message, and then we display it right here. Just as a final example to wrap everything up, we have this random outcome function, which is going to throw an error half the time, and it's either going to resolve with this success with data string, or it's going to throw this error. And we have the custom success render function, which will take in that data and render it. We have the error, and then we have a description too. So if we click this 3 times, we get error, error, and success, and you can see it's all styled with a description. And that's how to easily create amazing looking toasts for your next web app. So I hope you learned something today. If you're interested in seeing more React and web development content, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.